Today's video deals with how to do the citation for your direct quotes. Remember, you must have 2 direct quotes in your paper, and you may only have 2 direct quotes in your paper. Direct quotes are when you have something that is so awesome the way that you found it that you don't want to change the wording to it. You don't want to put it into your own words. You want to use it exactly like you found it. So this is how you would do that citation. Let me get my card here. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that this is my card that I'm using, and I'm going to start off my paragraph. I'm looking over here at my outline. I've got the why, I've got the who. That's what I wrote about yesterday. Today I'm talking about different kinds of abortions. And so I need a topic sentence to start here. Abortions can be performed a couple of different ways depending on when in the pregnancy it is done. Okay, so I'm talking about how they're done, and it depends on when they're done as to how they're done. So that's my topic sentence. Now I'm going to get into pregnancy is divided into 3 main time frames. I want a colon: early, mid, and late term. That's a general fact. Like, most people know that, adults anyway, that's kind of how it's divided up. You've got your early term, you've got your midterm, and you've got your late term. The term a mother is in will determine the type of procedure she may have. Notice that I use the pronoun she. That's okay. I can use he, she, we, it, they, them, their, theirs, hers, his, all of that. Anything that indicates outside of me, the writer, and you, the reader. Okay, so no I, we, our, any of those, us. Okay, so let's pretend that I have a statistic, a quote that I want to say. The first thing I have to do is I have to introduce, like, who said it. So if I have this quote, according to Dr. Smith, so I have to tell who that person is from the we're going to go Mayo Clinic. So according to this person from the Mayo Clinic, that tells us who it is and what their credentials are. Okay, and then a comma, and then I'm going to put quotation marks, oots, to signify that it's the direct words. And then I'm going to put the exact words. I cannot type this morning. I'm so sorry. Exact words of the quote I am using. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Notice that I used the word I right here. If a personal pronoun is used in the quote, you may go ahead and write it. So, exact words of the quote I am using. If the woman said, in my 39 years of da-da-da, we'll use that as my example. Okay? And in the quote that I found, 39 was written in numerals. I'm going to leave it. That's exactly how it was. Also, it was a capital letter. Okay? In my 39 years of practice, I have performed abortions on women in all stages of pregnancy. Okay, this is not a very good quote to use, but it's just all I can come up with right now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. 39 years of practice. I'm just trying to show you that however it's written in your source that you found it from is exactly how you write it in your paper. So even though this breaks a rule of having 39 written out in numbers, we're going to put it. Even though this breaks a rule of having a personal pronoun I, you're going to use it because that's exactly how you found it in your quote. So here's my quote. That's the end of what she said. I'm not going to put a period here though. I'm going to put the quotation marks because that signifies it's the end of the exact words that she said. I'm going to put a space, parenthesis, and now I'm going to tell where I got it from. On my note card, it says that this came from abortion. Notice I have the star because this was the quote I wanted to use. Abortion in quotation marks. So that's exactly what I put. Abortion, quotation marks, the parenthesis, and then the period. Okay? You cite it. This citation right here, that it's called an in-text citation, is done exactly like you do it when you paraphrase. The only difference is that you put quotation marks right here around the exact words that the person said. After you say that, you need to comment on it. So now comment in your own words. Maybe you're going to explain the quote. Maybe you're going to comment on it. Maybe you're going to break it down or give an example of your own that you can think of or something like that. But you can't just throw the quote on there and leave it. You have to talk about it afterwards. All right. So again, introduce it. Tell who the person is if you know and what their credentials are. And honestly, if you've got something that is so important that you're going to use it for a direct quote, you probably should know that information. If it's just a statistic, you could say something like, according to the article, abortion, blah, 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 in the Smithsonian Magazine, you could introduce it that way. Or you just go ahead and put it in there, cite it, and then make sure that you're commenting on it. Don't forget to comment on it. Okay? So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not a hard thing to do to give those citations. So that's why you shouldn't have any issues with plagiarism, because all you have to do is put this little thing after it to show that you learned that information from somewhere. And you're going to do it 2 direct quotes, exact words, and the rest of them are all in your own words, but giving credit that you found them on a note card. If you have questions, email me.